Hello there. Another week down. Another weekly weight loss vlog. Happy Monday, everybody, or whatever day you are watching this on. Yes, it is Monday, the 23rd of September. So we are doing the 16th of September to the 22nd last week. And I've got quite a few bits that I want to go through. So I'm going to try and keep each little section as condensed as possible, whether that happens or not, because you know I like to absolutely waffle like crazy. But anyway, there we go. Yeah, it's been a good week actually. I really had, a good week. It was nice and chilled out, which is always important, right? It's always important for me. I like a quiet week, which makes weight loss so much easier. So we had nothing on whatsoever. I've got that focus to the 5th of October when I'm going away for my last little blast of sun, which I can't wait. And I'll tell you why I can't wait, because I'm sat here recording this, just looking at drizzly rain out of the window. But yeah, I can't wait. So that is, making me focused. And today is the first day of the Boss Your Weight Loss Challenge. Well, it's my first day. So I have two start dates for my challenge. One was last Monday and today, which is when I'm starting doing it with the second half of the people that have entered the challenge. It's the third challenge I've done. I did the first one last September, then I did one in April. And one, starting today for me. The one thing I remember about last September was we started the challenge and it was literally done like that. And this one ends on the 13th of December. Anyway, what is the challenge? The challenge is basically when you come on my one-to-one plan, I give you a plan to follow, which includes calorie breakdown, includes some step progression, and, everything's done that is, what's the word? Is subjective the word, or relative to the individual, basically. So whatever your current step count is, I'll try and build you up from there. I don't make people do 20,000 steps a day or any of that nonsense. If you're currently on 2,000-3,000 steps a day, I'll try and build that up over the next few weeks to a decent level, maybe 6,000-7,000 steps if we can physically do that. Then I'll put you on a little plateau for a little bit, try and stick to that number, get used to that number, and then we might move you on from there, something like that. And likewise with calories, I always give healthy, sustainable calorie allowances for people. No one starves on my plan. Anyway, with the challenge, basically, you get given your calorie allowance and you get given a step progression plan if you still need one. And depending on how well you hit the targets that I give you, you get points each check-in. And whoever has the most points at the end of 12 weeks gets 500 quid. I can't win the 500 quid. But I am going to do the challenge alongside my clients. And it's really good. It's just to give people a little bit of an extra bump, an extra incentive. Now, with the challenge, if you want top marks on calories, whatever your current calorie allowance is, weekly calorie allowance, to get top marks, you have to go 500 under that. So you have to eat a little bit less than the calories I set you. But as I've already said, I set my clients a very healthy and sustainable calorie allowance. So for example, my calories is 19,250 over a week, 2,750 calories a day on average. So for me to get top marks, I can eat no more than 18,750 in a week. I'm saying all this because I'm going to document it a bit on these vlogs while the challenge is going along. So my limit is 18,750 over a week. And then movement is, let's say your first week of challenge is 7,000 steps a day. To get top marks, you'd have to do 8,500 steps a day on average. But that's to get top marks. And it is a challenge. It is to push you a little bit. But if you do 7,000, if you do what I've set you, and I know you're perfectly capable of doing that, you'll get 2 points. Likewise for me, with calories, if I eat my weekly calorie allowance now, my ideal deficit, 19,250, I'll get 2 points. If I go a bit over that, I might just get a point. Anyway, my challenge for movement is a bit different because I don't need a step progression plan. I already average 10,000 steps a day. Now, I do have some clients that average 10,000 steps a day, and I have actually progressed their steps up. They don't want to go to a gym. They don't want to do any extra exercise. So I have ramped their steps up a little bit over the course of the challenge. But most people, if you're already doing a decent amount of steps, then we'll put maybe some exercise things in there. And to be honest with you, exercise doesn't need to be in a gym. It might just be, yeah, you do 10,000 steps a day, but I want you to do 4 30-minute walks a week to start off with, right? Because you might do your steps because you've got an active job, right? But outside of work, I also want you to go for walks or something like that. Anyway, it's all different for everyone. It's all relative to the individual. It's not based on how much weight you lose, right? I always want to make that clear to anyone that's joined the challenge. It's not about how much weight you lose, because if you do that, people are just going to crash diet, starve themselves to try and lose as much weight to win 500 quid. Everything I do is healthy and sustainable. And basically, if I stick to my ideal deficit, right, for 14 weeks, 12 weeks, sorry, and I do the movement I've set myself, I'll lose a stone by the end of the challenge. I will, right? But I have got a holiday in there, and I've got a couple of bits and pieces in there, which is all taken into account when people do the challenge. Weight loss is about changing your lifestyle. Changing your lifestyle is not about avoiding holidays. It's not about avoiding social events. It's about building them in. So I don't track calories on holiday. I just go and enjoy my holiday. And my first check-in of the challenge is going to be just before I go to Benidorm. And my second check-in of the challenge is going to be a week after coming back from Benidorm. So the 6 days I'm in Benidorm on holiday, that'll just be taken out, and I'll be looking at 8 days worth of data. But the important thing is, how do I get back to it? I get back from holiday on the Thursday. Do I get back to it on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or do I wait till Monday? If I wait till Monday, that's going to affect my points because, cut-off date and a restart date, you need to stick to. My restart date will be the 11th of October when I get back from holiday. Little things like that. Anyway, I'm just giving you a brief rundown of what the challenge is, because I'm going to talk about it going forward when I do check-ins, and I'll let you know how I get on. Yeah, we'll see where we get to with it. Anyway, it was my check-in this week. Let me have a look at the time so I could edit this in. I told you I wasn't going to waffle, and I'm waffling. Anyway, it was my check-in this week. £3 on. I felt a bit cocky. I thought, you know what? I've had a couple of weeks of food freedom, but I've been back on it for 2 weeks. I actually thought I would maintain. I honestly did. But I'm £3.2 on, which either meant I ate quite a bit more or consumed quite a few more calories than I thought I did in Edinburgh, which could be the case. Or I'm carrying a bit of excess water retention, which could be the case. I think it's possibly a bit of both. Guesstimating, I was having a look back, I thought maybe I ate about 28,000 calories in Edinburgh, which would see a gain of about 1.5 pounds of body fat, which over the last couple of weeks since coming back from Edinburgh, I should have lost. Maybe I was at 35,000 calories. I don't actually know. Maybe I was at quite a bit more. So I've lost certainly probably a couple of pounds of body fat in the last 2 weeks. So if I'm still 3.2, that means I gained 5 pounds of body fat. For me to gain 5 pounds of body fat, I would have to have eaten that week 40,000 calories. I didn't, but I probably ate a few more than I thought I did. So I think it's a bit of is it half of one? No, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think I'm carrying a bit more body fat than I thought I was. I've eaten a few more calories than I did in Edinburgh, but I still feel I'm carrying a bit of water retention, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's it, and that's just literally my pre-challenge start weight. That's all it is. I'm not bothered about it. And like I say, if I nail the challenge, this is putting pressure on myself because I am documenting it here. If I nail the challenge, I could be somewhere around 260 pounds at the end of it. Will I be there? I have no idea. I'll just keep documenting it. We'll keep logging it. We'll keep tracking it, and we'll see. We'll see where we end up. Personally, for me, my goal this year was to lose 28 pounds over the year. That was my goal this year, was to lose 28 pounds in 2024. I'm 13. Am I 13 or I'm 12.4 pounds away from that. So that's my goal. If I lose that, if I'm minus 28 pounds on my last check-in before Christmas, which in all honesty could be the final challenge check-in, which is the 13th of December. I might do a little weigh-in after that. I don't know yet, but I'm counting the challenges like my last official check-in, and then we'll get back to things in 2025. Can't believe we're talking about this towards the end of the year. If I'm minus 28 on the 13th, that is a big win for me. That is a big win for me. Anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about the check-in. It is what it is. There it is. Let's go on to some eating. I told you I'm going to try and breeze through and not do too much waffling. Right, eating. Let's get the old Nutri check up. Last week was a good week. Now, because I'm starting the challenge this week, and maybe for the rights and wrongs of it, I wanted to use all my calories. And I did use all my calories. I wasn't bothered about being under my ideal deficit this week, because that's going to be my aim now for the next 12 weeks, basically. Yes, I know I've got a bit of a holiday in there, but I won't count those days. I'll sort of look at, if I've got 8 days of data, I'll do 2,750 times 8, and then we'll see where we're at with that. I want to be under that amount. What's 2,750 times 8? Let me just get on I'm interested now. Is 22,000. So I want to be under 22,000 for the check-in after Benidorm, kind of for that period. Anyway. Again, we'll see where we get to. And I need to be 500 under that. I'm still going to give myself that 500 limit to get under it. What am I looking at here? Oh, right. I'm not looking at anything. I'm literally just staring at today's data. Right, last week's data. There we go. So, yes, I pushed it to the limits and I was minus 3 calories over. 3 whole calories. I've hit my ideal deficit there. It's 19,250 and I did 19,253. And you know what? The one day I'm really chuffed with that. I'll tell you why. Because Tuesday, for whatever reason, my eating last week, by the way, I think I said last week in the vlog that I was really struggling that week after Edinburgh, really struggling to control my calories. The hunger demons were absolutely all over me, pulling me from pillar to post. I wasn't last week. I was absolutely fine. I did end up having a few more calories on Tuesday. Normally during the week, I'm kind of like, I like between 2,002 and 2,300 calories a day. That's kind of where I like to be. So Tuesday had a few more. I only banked 181. 2248 on Monday, 2569. I don't know why. I'll go through the eating in a minute. Wednesday, back down to normal, 2123. Great. Thursday 2397. I'm all right with that. Friday we ended up going to a friend's house, and again I'll talk through that. So that's why I kind of didn't even, I was minus 40 on Friday. I tried to stick to my daily average then, and then Saturday, Sunday, just using up my bank calories. I normally like to take a minimum 2,000 calories into the weekend. I took 1,660. So the fact I was minus 3 for the week, I'm all good. I'm all good with that. I'm all happy with that. Right, let's go through individual eating for last week. Let's go Monday. Monday the 16th of September. So I had, I don't normally eat breakfast on a Monday, but I'm going to have some this morning actually. I can feel my tummy rumbling. I hope you can't hear it. It's sat here. Don't normally eat breakfast on a Monday. I feel hungry this morning. And I was a bit the same last Monday. So I had a USN Trust cookie bar. Just like, I wasn't going to have breakfast, but then we're going to the gym. Right. Let's have one of them. So I had a USN Trust cookie bar. Salted caramel. It's very, very nice. Again, if I've took any pictures, I'll post them. Lunch last week was, I had the Inspire Cuisine protein chicken tikka masala, which I've reviewed in my last worth of calories video. I also had a couple of slices left of the Aldi Carlos protein cheeseburger pizza. I've got a meat feast in the fridge actually that needs eating, so I think that's going to be lunch today. So I had a couple of slices of that. So lunch was actually 800 calories. It was quite a calorific dinner, but it was all right. Mid-afternoon snack was a chocolate and vanilla protein pudding. Again, reviewed in the last worth of calories video for 122 calories. And then tea. Oh, I did a chicken stir fry. It was delicious. I'm going to do that again this week. It was really, really good. I'm going to start doing some videos recording my teas. Just me making tea, basically. Just to try and give you guys a bit of inspiration, just to mix my content up a little bit, and to do some content on YouTube that isn't sat in this office, because everything's sat in this office. So it'll be in the kitchen. I did, a noodle stir fry. So basically, mixed pepper stir fry from Aldi. with some egg noodles with some bean sprouts in there, and some crispy chicken on top. And then I had a spring roll as well, which was all right, actually. It was just a spring roll out of the fridge at Aldi. I don't know if I'd have them again. I don't know. We'll see. And then evening snacks. I had a bag of salt and vinegar squares and a grenade Oreo. So my lunch was 803 calories. My tea was 768 calories. Evening snacks 331. And the breakfast was 224 for a grand total of 2,248 calories. Right, Tuesday. Why did I have a bit more of a higher calorie day Tuesday? Right, Tuesday for breakfast, I saw someone on TikTok having the Lidl Crownfield, which I think is their cereal brand. I don't shop at Lidl that much. Choco hazelnut pillows. I love cereal, and they said it was amazing. And I just fancied a bowl of cereal, so I had for my breakfast, which was 530 calories. I had 90 grams of chocolate hazelnut pillows. I had protein shake is the milk. So I did the Perform Neapolitan ice cream protein shake for the milk, and then I put raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries on it. I put a whole mix of fruit on it as well to bump the volume up. It was absolutely delicious. I'm trying to just have breakfast at the moment, Tuesdays and Fridays. No, I did have a protein bar last Monday, and I'm going to have a protein bar today, but not have like a decent sized breakfast, as it were. If I'm hungry in the morning, I'll eat. If I'm not hungry, I won't eat. Right? It's that simple. I try and eat intuitively, right? But I'm saying how hungry. I'm not going to punish myself and not eat breakfast when I'm hungry, right? Lunch last week, dinner last Tuesday. Lost my train of thought. Was 720 calories. I'm trying to go through what I had. No. Right. Let me get this right now. Mondays, I didn't have slices of cheeseburger pizza left over. I ate, I think, 2/3 of the Aldi protein cheeseburger pizza and the Aldi chicken tikka masala to review them for a worth of calories video. Tuesday, for lunch, I had a toasty and some cheeseburger pizza that was left over. So I had a third cheeseburger pizza and I made a cheese and ham toasty because I was doing a bit of TikTok content. Right. It all comes back to me. 720 calories for that. I didn't have a mid-afternoon snack. My calories were in my tea. My tea was 1,100 calories because I did a homemade Chinese. Right, egg fried rice, crispy chicken on top. We went for a bit of a Chinese theme last week. We had chicken noodle stir fry, and then I did egg fried rice, crispy chicken on top with curry sauce on the top. Similar to what I kind of have for my lunch, but Rachel just fancied it, so I kind of zhuzhed it up a little bit. But we had in the freezer some Sainsbury's crispy chili beef, and I ate half a pack of that, and that was fat. And I wouldn't have eaten it. I would not have eaten it if I'd known. My own fault. Follow your rules, Neil. If it ain't in your app, don't stick it in your trap. But I put all my tea in, and then I saw this in the freezer. I took it out. I cooked it. I thought I'll try half of that bit of sauce, and it was all right. It actually tasted like pork scratchings. Really, it was maybe I overcooked it a little bit because it was really crispy. Half a packet was 450 calories. That's what did me, and it just wasn't worth it. You know when you eat something and you just like. You should be allowed once or twice a week. I've probably said this before, where you just the calories don't count. That is one of those things. And I was like, oh. Anyway, that explains why I had 2,569 calories, because if I hadn't had that and it didn't fill me up, it didn't do anything, I'd have had 2,100 calories. Anyway, there you go. In bed at night time, just had a protein bar. So that was why. So yeah, it was that crispy shredded beef from Sainsbury's. It wasn't for me. It was way too many. So the whole pack was 900 calories. Oh. No, nowhere near with it. Right, Wednesday, breakfast, didn't have it. Dinner, back again, still on the Chinese thing, back to my normal chicken, rice, broccoli, curry sauce. What else are we doing? Oh, yeah, afternoon snack. I was like, why has the afternoon snack got so much in? I was hungry mid-afternoon. So I had 175 grams of zero-fat Greek yogurt with some protein powder in it. With some fruit on it and some of them choco hazelnut pillows. I kind of basically had breakfast, but as a mid-afternoon snack. 334 calories though, 34.5 grams of protein and 7 grams of fibre. That is a filling afternoon snack. Lovely. My mum come round for tea, did she? Yes, she did. My mum come round for tea and I did smash burgers. I introduced my mum to smash burgers. And she went, so what's this? My mum's 70, she's 78 or 79 anyway. So mum, I've done you a smash burger. What's a smash burger? It's basically a normal burger, mum, but really flat. So you know like a McDonald's burger is really flat? like a Big Mac, but she went, yeah. So it's a bit like that. Oh, anyway, she thoroughly enjoyed it. So I did that. I did some like sautéed onions on it, cheese slice, air fried chips. Very, very nice. 809 calories. Yes, you can eat cheeseburger and chips and lose weight and be healthy because it was 809 calories. I had a double one, double 5% fat burger, one low fat cheese slice on there, some nice sautéed onions done in a bit of avocado oil, and then some air fried chips. 809 calories, 57 grams of protein, 11.5 grams of fiber, and just 6 grams of saturated fat. Beautiful. Lovely. Jubilee. Evening snacks. After tea, always got to have a bit of a pudding. Got Aldi Dupe Pot of Joy. You know, the Dairy Milk Cadbury's Pots of Joy. Pots of chalk. 149. Do you know what? It's actually in 149 calories. It says on the packet it's 135 calories. For the sake of 15 calories, I'm not changing it. And then I had a protein bar in bed after that. Right, let's get into Thursday. Thursday, breakfast. Didn't have any. Dinner. Oh, I got the new KFC Dupe range from Aldi. Shocking. Don't buy it. Right. The chicken tenders and chicken popcorn, whatever, was all right, but it was just like they've sold that for years in the freezer section. It was no different. It didn't have any southern fried flavour. The gravy's absolutely disgusting. The skin on fries were decent. I like them. In fact, I ate them last night because I didn't eat. I had like, I've actually put in here that I had a quarter of a pack, but I didn't. I literally had 4 fries. But anyway, again, I don't mind the calories being a little bit over. And then I had 2 of the hot wings. They were awful, just really greasy. Didn't really taste right, apart from a bit of chili heat at the end. Anyway, like I say, the tenders and the poppers weren't bad at all. They weren't bad. They just weren't southern fried chicken. They just didn't have anything to do with KFC. Gravy was awful. That went in the bin. The wings went in the bin. The fries went last night. I did eat the rest of the chicken poppers. You'll see that shortly. Afternoon snack. Why have I got bread in as my afternoon snack? Oh, I was doing... I don't know why I've got bread in as my afternoon snack. I might have been recording it for content and I ate it, but I've got a slice of Warburton's toasty bread and a slice of protein sourdough bread, which is going to be in the latest Worth the Calories YouTube video, which will be out this week. A review of that. I've got a Freddo in. Did I have a Freddo? I have no idea where all this has come from for the afternoon snack. But I've obviously eaten it because it's in my app. And then, oh God, we got these from the co-op, local co-op. I've never had them before. I think I've had these type of biscuits, this maker biscuit before, but these ones. I'll put them up on screen now. Just go and buy a pack, right? 3 biscuits, 120 calories, which is unreal. They are sensational. I'll do a full review. I'm going to do a full review in this week's Worth the Calories video. And then for tea, I had some more of that sourdough bread, egg on toast with beans. We were going to have the KFC for tea. I had a bit of it for lunch to review it, which is out on TikTok if you want to go watch it. And then tea, we're going to have the rest. And I was like, I'm not eating any more of that today. I don't want any more of that. I will finish it off at some point, but I'm not eating any more of that. So basically, yeah, beans on toast, couple of eggs, some bacon and some mushrooms. Nice. That's what I call my go-to tea. You should always have a go-to tea. Your go-to tea is a tea that you are more than happy to eat any time of day, any day of the week, and you always have the ingredients in your cupboards. And I always have bread, I always have beans, I always have eggs, I always have bacon. So beans and egg on toast with bacon is my go-to tea. It's a fail-safe. 808 calories, 73.8 grams of protein, and 20 grams of fibre in that meal. Unreal. And then a protein bar in bed. Right, Friday, I was back on my protein pancakes. First time of the week. So protein pancakes, yogurt, fruit, all the bit. And then the biscuits that I had the day before, I took one and crumbled it over the top for a bit of sweetness instead of peanut butter. So good. Dinner. I made... I used to have this all the time. And I made it a few weeks ago. I've probably pinned it in here. Anyway, I made it again on on Friday, and it's literally like a one pot, but in the air fryer. And it was onions, chicken, beans, peri peri sauce, and some light soft cheese to make it creamy, served on rice. I absolutely love it. I'm going to make it. I've already said this, I think, but I'm going to start doing some cooking videos, making meals for the YouTube channel. I'll make it one day, and I'll show you what I'm having. I honestly, I absolutely love it. Afternoon snacks. I've actually got my afternoon snack here because I'm an untidy son and I've not chucked them in the bin yet. This is from Friday. I had a packet of these, so I don't even need to pin the picture. I had a packet of these because the packet still sat on my desk, which is the Serious Pig snacking cheese. Basically 130 odd calories. These are 134 calories for 11 grams of protein, and it's just baked crispy cheese. Absolutely love them. And I had one of my favourite protein bars, which is one of these PhD mini bars. Yeah, both of those were 250 calories. And then at night time, we went to our friend's house and we got a kebab. Went to our friends, we had a catch up, and we got a kebab. It wasn't the best kebab I've ever eaten, but it wasn't the worst. It was quite nice. It was massive. I only ate half of it. And I didn't take the rest home. So I tracked it as, I've actually tracked it as 1,238 calories. Which might be a little bit, what's the 2,500 calories in this picture? Doner meat's quite greasy. There was lamb in there. There was chicken in there. I did have a pot of sauce on the side, but I did have a few fries as well. So I've tracked my fries as like 250 because I didn't have loads. And then I've tracked half of that box as 1,000 calories, 2,000 calories in that box. Yeah, it's probably not going to be far off. It was nice, actually. It's not the best kebab I've had, but it was nice. But anyway, that was tea. And then when we got home at night time, again, we had a protein bar in bed. Right, let's get into the weekend. And we got a bit more fun eating in the weekend. I don't know. After my spin class, I had a Kind protein crunchy peanut butter bar. Absolutely love these. They're really, really good. You don't get loads of protein because... excuse me. It says there it's 107 calories for 5 grams of protein. I think it's double. Is it? Or did I just have half? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I did. No, I just had half. I and then I had the other half later on. Anyway, the 200 odd calories, you only get 10 grams of protein, but it's natural protein. It comes from the nuts and stuff that's in them. I really like them. Lunch, I made pizza. Rachel was out for the night. She was going to her cousin's to babysit. We planned on having pizza at night time, but because she was going, I said, let's turn it on its head. And because you're going, how? Let's have tea at lunchtime. So pizza for lunch on Saturday was very, very nice. So that was my pizza, 940 calories. Afternoon snacks, had a little bit of foodie freedom. Rachel left a little bit of her pizza, so I finished it off. I had a Cadbury's pot of joy. Rachel was like, you've had the Aldi one. Have you ever had the original one? I said, I think I have. She said, well, I want to get some and I want to compare. So anyway, we had a thingy pot of joy. I did some reviews on Saturday for Worth the Calories video, which was Cola Bottle Jaffa Cakes. Have you seen them? Go watch the review. I won't say anymore. Oh, don't go watch the review. It's not out yet. Well, it might be out when you watch this. I don't know. Look out for it. Anyway, it's in episode 5 of Worth the Calories. If episode 5 Worth the Calories is out when you watch this, that's where I've done the Cola Bottle Jaffa Cakes and another couple of them butter biscuits, and I had a glass of milk. Tea rates have gone out, so I decided to finish off that KFC. I had chicken tenders, chicken poppers, but I did like my own. They actually ended up a bit like canary and potatoes if you've been Tenerife or anywhere in the Canary Islands, to be honest with you. They were actually, I just air fried some little new potatoes, microwaved them for 5 minutes, a little bit of oil, good bit of salt on there, air fried them. So I had those, and I made my own Southern style, not my own Southern style, I used Mayflower Southern style gravy mix, which is amazing. Oh, and I had some of the beans. The beans were all right from the KFC range. They're a bit, I put a bit of extra barbecue sauce in them to pep them up a little bit. Anyway, I don't like wasting food. That was 1,000 calories. And then tea. Oh, I made this. I got sent these cookies. They're really, really good. They're 200 calories a cookie for 8 grams of protein. So they're not loads of protein in them, to be honest with you. But they do have 9.5 grams of fibre. Loads of fibre in them, which is really, really good. Anyway, I had one left. So I had that microwaved and I had a blob of the high protein peanut butter ice cream from Lidl. Again, episode 5 worth of calories. I've reviewed it. Go check it out. And I also had some peanuts and some crisps. There you go. So my eating for Saturday was 3,274, not bad at all. And then yesterday was a big day of eating. It was my biggest day of eating anyway. Standard sugary cereal for breakfast, crunchy nut cornflakes. I had a triple threat sandwich, sausage, bacon and egg on a couple of slices of Warburton's Toasty. Afternoon snacks, nice little bit of snacking on the... had a protein yoghurt with a couple of butter biscuits crumbled on top. Had some Cheez-Its. Again, episode 5, worth of calories. I've done a review. Tried freeze cake. It says it's not ice cream, but it's actually come up as freeze cake ice cream. Again, I've took a picture of it. I don't know. Worth of calories, episode 5. It's in there as a review. I also had a bag of crisps and some peanuts. So I had 820 calories worth of snacks on the sofa on Sunday afternoon, watching the football, playing my Xbox. Love it. Tea last night. I made lasagna. I made posh lasagna. Rachel doesn't like mince. So I've started making, and I love things like cottage pie. I love things like lasagna. I love things like spag bowl. But Rachel's just not a massive fan of mince. It's like a texture thing. So I've started making dishes like cottage pie, but using stewing steak, right? Lean stewing steak instead of mince. I said to Rachel, I fancy lasagna. Should I make like a beef ragu, which is why it's a posh lasagna, and instead of using, like we would do normally, but I'll use stewing steak. And anyway, so I basically made a beef stew. This is how I did it. I did stewing steak in my crock pot, seared it off, just added onion, added some beef stock to it, some other herbs and seasoning, a couple of bay leaves and a little bit of paprika and garlic powder and blah, blah, blah. Cooked it for like 3.5 hours on a low heat in the oven. And then kind of drained off half the gravy, as it were, that was left. Shredded the bits of stewing steak into like kind of strips thing, like so it was kind of shredded. And then just added 250... about 250, 300 mils of passata and a squeeze of tomato puree, and then just mix that in and then just put it back in the oven on a low heat for like 45 minutes. And it kind of was like a spag bowl version, but with stewing. Anyway, I made that. It was delicious. And I made lasagna with it, made my own bechamel sauce, a bit of cheese on top. Anyway, we had that for tea last night and finished off those rooster fries. And then we went for a drive through the illuminations. As I only live about 8 miles out of Blackpool. We went for a drive through the illuminations, and if you go through the illuminations, you have got to get a bag of hot sugar donuts. So I did that. I tracked those as 500 calories. You get 3 ring donuts. A Morrison's raspberry jam donut is 200 calories. So is that donut in the picture there? You get 3 of them. So I've tracked it's like 2.5. I've probably gone a bit over there. But I'm not. I'm going to leave it. I'm not bothered. I'm going to leave it. And then when we got back, I had some calories left. And I wanted to use my calories this week. I wouldn't normally about that. So I had a bag of Seabrooks crisps. And I finished off the high protein peanut butter ice cream that was in the freezer. There we go. That is my week's eating. And it was a good week's eating. Ideal deficit, lots of nice foods going in there. Bit all over the place, really, with calories, to be honest with you, but that's all good. Right, let's get straight into moving. I told you what I'm whipping through. Like a whipping. You have to catch me first. I'm like a whipping. Right, we're trying to get through. Anyway, steps last week, really, really good. First week for a while, I think. Don't quote me on this. I've done 10,000 steps every day. I don't normally aim at doing 10,000 steps every day. I always work on averages, and normally on a Sunday, sometimes I can be 4,000 or 5,000 steps, especially if I'm a bit hungover. But I wasn't hungover yesterday. I've not been hungover because I've not had a beer since. Not that it's anything to be proud of. But anyway, my last beer was the 7th of September when I was in Edinburgh. And I will not be having another beer until I go to Benidorm. And alcohol does affect your motivation. It does affect things. I don't care what anyone says it does. But anyway, yes, I did I think I did 10,027 steps yesterday. Steps really even though last week. Average 10,851 over the week, which is really, really good. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was around 11,000. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, around 11,000, and then just at 10,000 Friday and just at 10,000 on Sunday. But yeah, 10,000 steps every single day, but an average of 10,851, which, yeah, chuffed to bits with that. So a really good level of steps for last week. Let's get some exercise up. Weights this week, yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on the old weights. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, mixed it up with doing some cardio, which is why it's less. But Thursday, Friday, I knocked the cardio on the head and just trained and did 45 minutes of time, just weights. 450 calories of weights on Thursday and 425 on Friday. I don't feel at the moment like I'm training to my best ability. I just need to give myself, I'm still training, maybe just need to give myself a kick up the bum. Cross trainer, yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just standard 15-20 minutes on the old cross trainer. And then Saturday morning, we've got the old spin class. I upped my level on my bike this week, so it was a little bit tougher, but still average heart rate at 145 shows I'm getting fitter. I'm going to show you shortly why I am definitely getting fitter from doing these regular spin classes. Anyway, workout time 39 minutes 38 seconds, 661 active calories burnt. Did I burn that? No. We know that watches are a bit optimistic on the old calorie burn, but I certainly will have been probably around 400 calories, I think, something like that. Maximum heart rate, 168. Lowest heart rate at 110. So just a really good workout. Yes, so I just said there about fitness levels. This is just something I've had a look at this week. And going back to why I wanted to go back doing spin was because I wanted to add some intense cardio back into my routine. It's not something I've done for a couple of years, and I did feel my fitness levels were dropping. I still exercise on a regular basis. I jump on the cross trainer, you know that. I lift weights, but I don't do any what I would call intense cardio. The going on the cross trainer is steady state cardio. I know it's called the elliptical on the Apple Watch, but it's basically a cross trainer. Is what we call steady state cardio. So just nice and, you know, don't get me wrong, could I make it intense? Yeah, but I don't. I just do 15-20 minutes normally at the end of doing my weights workouts. And yeah, I wanted to get a bit fit. There's a few reasons why I wanted to go back spinning. I find it quite good for my legs. It's good for strengthening my knees and certainly my muscles in my legs. I enjoy doing it. It gives me something to do. I also get paid for doing it, so it's a bit of extra money as well coming in. But fitness was number one. I wanted to improve my fitness. And I just had a look at this. My average heart rate in June was 57 beats per minute, right? Which isn't terrible. It's not bad at all, you know, it's fine. But when I was a PT and I was doing regular classes, it was under 50. My average resting heart rate was under 50. So my average resting heart rate in June was 57. And I've gone back further than this, and it kind of quite stable, 57, 56, 58, 57. It's kind of been reasonably stable around there. In July, I said, yeah, I'll go back and I'll do a spin class. And from doing that, I started jumping back on a spin bike. Now, I gave myself 3 weeks to kind of get my fitness levels up a little bit before I started instructing again, because when you're sat on the bike, I do the class with everybody. I put the same effort in. But obviously, I need to talk through the class because I'm mic'd up and I'm telling people what to do on the class. And when you're like, it's very hard to talk. So in July, I jumped back on the bike, started doing spinning again. And this is my average heart rate in July, which is 55 beats per minute. So it's dropped 2. Now, that could just be a coincidence. But when I looked at August, where I did 5 spin classes throughout August, and I was back instructing, my average resting heart rate was 54. So it's gone 57, 55, 54. That is what we call a downward trend. 2 signs of you being fit and healthy. Number 1 is what your resting heart rate sits at. Why is your resting heart rate a sign of being fit and healthy? So your heart is what pumps blood around your body. the less pumps, which is what it is, beats, right, that it does, the less beats that your heart does, it means the stronger your heart is, because it's not having to work as hard to pump blood around my body. When you exercise, your heart is a muscle and you raise your heart rate. I'm doing 168 beats per minute. The maximum on that bike's 168, 110 at the lowest, but 145 average. So my heart is averaging 145 beats per minute for 30 odd minutes, right? Which is, it's working hard. The harder you work any muscle, the stronger it gets. The stronger it gets, the fitter it is, right? So because my heart is getting stronger from doing exercise, it has to work less hard to do its basic function, which is to just pump blood around my body. So in June, it took 57 beats per minute to get the blood circulating around my body. In August, it's took 54 because my heart is stronger than it was in June. It really is that simple. The second way of showing if you are fit and healthy is recovery. So when you are doing exercise and your heart rate is beating faster than it should, how quickly does it take to return to normal? That's another great sign of how fit and healthy you are. But yeah, like I say, when I was a PT and I was doing this on a regular basis, my resting heart rate averaged sort of late 40s. So again, so that's the main reason why I wanted to sort of do it. And there you go, there's the downward trend. Now I might look at September and it might be back up to 57. I have absolutely no idea. But I just wanted to highlight that, right? And this is why we should be exercising. This is why we go to, it's to get fitter and healthier. I panic about my heart anyway because of the punishment I've put my body through for years and years and years, right? So because of that, you know, when I see things like that, it makes me happy and it makes me feel that the effort I've put in is worthwhile, basically. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that, and I just thought some of you might be like, oh, that's quite interesting. Anything under 60 for resting heart rate. When I was 37 stone, my resting heart rate was 90 beats per minute. A, because I was very unfit, so my heart wasn't the strongest, but B, the mass that my heart had to pump blood around was a lot, because I'm 37 stone, I'm 514 pounds. So my heart is literally 90 beats per minute just sitting down just to get blood flowing around my body. Right? Why does your heart beat faster? Last one from me for this. Why does your heart beat faster the more you exercise? Your blood carries oxygen to your muscles. Right? So the more you move, exercise, the more oxygen your muscles need to function. Therefore, that's why you end up out of breath to try and take more oxygen in, and your heart's having to work harder to get that oxygen to your muscles so you can keep performing. That's it. You might find that interesting. You might find that absolutely boring. But anyway, resting heart rate is a good sign of overall health and fitness. And I don't want you to panic if you sat there going, oh, my resting heart rate's 70 or whatever. But it is a sign to go, right, come on, let's get some exercise into your lifestyle. And that could just be doing a 30-minute walk a day. Right? But as that 30-minute walk a day becomes easier, you've got to progress. So still do 30-minute walks a day, but make it quicker. Right? Or add something in like, you know, doing a class at a gym or just going and doing some other different bits of exercise. Anyway, there we go. Right, that's enough of that. Right, that's this week's weekly weight loss vlog. I'll let you into a little secret. You might have noticed a little bit of a jut at some point. It did stop recording at some areas of I was talking about movement, exercise and all that, steps or whatever. So I have absolutely no idea because I've had to record a little bit again. I have no idea how long it is, but hopefully I've not waffled on for too long. As always, thank you very much for stopping by. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your budgie, tell your dog to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you wouldn't mind. Plus all my other platforms that I do content on. And as always, if you need any help with your weight loss journey, please get in touch. Everything is in the description. And until next time, in whichever way you are watching me, as always, make sure you boss your weight loss.